So I just wanted to show you this wee bit of the English wheel that I've made up, and it consists of an adjuster at this side. Now I've looked at a few different ones and I've seen some of the better ones had an adjuster just so that it can change the plane of this from right to left sort of thing, so that it maintains the proper contact and angle with the top wheel. It's been quite simply done. Now I've used a mill to cut these slots, but if you don't have a mill you could simply drill a hole and file this. And you'll see here I've used a wee bit of box section. I'll just pull it off so you can actually see it. It's a wee bit of box section which I have welded in between two bits of bar. You'll see where I've marked it in the chalk where I'll grind off, and simply welded it in a piece of 12mm solid square onto a bit of threaded bar. And as we, well, I'll put it back on and let you see that. As we turn the adjuster, it raises or lowers this. Now obviously when this is finished, these are going to be welded on here as well, and this plate will go into the top of my main adjuster for the height. But to see if you can see that. And how it's raising the solid block in there. It's quite simple and straightforward, easy to do. As the old saying goes, keep it simple, stupid, so that there's less things can go wrong with it. And basically that's how I've built in a wee adjustment in there. I think some of the better English wheels have some kind of adjustment in there, so it made sense to make one at the start rather than needing one later on and then having to incorporate it into it. Right, to get up to speed, I've cut the telescopic shaft that will take the anvil housing, and here it is. I've tacked on a couple of plates that I've cut slots in, and this is going to slip in here, and that will allow it to slide back and forward, which will allow me to get exact centre on the whichever anvil or bearing in my case I'm using here. Hope you can see that. And I'll be able to just nip it up. The bolt just protrudes through the back on it. So that's adjustment taken care of there. I already showed you the adjustment that I've built in here to raise and lower the anvil on the opposite axis. So this side will raise and lower, so it'll allow me to get complete centre on that. That part of the reason I'm doing this is because I'm using this bearing out of a plumb block which has got a radius on it and it's offset. So I've made up a centre spindle here on it, and it'll slot in there. And that's just one of the ones I'll try. I'll probably make rollers for it, but I thought I would try this bearing to see how it works. There is a groove that runs down it, but I think that's far enough off of the centre to not mark the plate, but I'll not know that until I try it out. So I'll get on with this and show you assembled probably next. So see here, you'll see the anvil adjustment. You'll see how easy it moves up and down. Very simple. That just changes the slight angle if any of them are machined slightly off. I've also put a slot here as well for adjusting the angle that it sits at to the wheel. I'll show you that later on. couple of wee pinch bolts are tapped in there with wee locking nuts on them. This section is just for holding the screwed rod in place so that I can remove the inside arm that's the one in there. I can take that out, and I've added, if you can see that, it's actually an old hole saw, about a 6-inch hole saw, and it gives you a nice, if you can see the serrated edges there, I'm not sure if that'll pick it up, but and that allows for adjustment. If you see it getting higher there. There you can maybe see it coming down. So that's basically the adjustment in that. Should allow me to do it, no problem, when I'm actually working on the wheel to change the height that it sits at. You can see it comes right up. And basically that's capable of letting the centres here virtually onto the edge of the wheel, so we've got plenty of adjustment in it. And if I need to ever take it further down, I will just cut this outer box section here and that'll allow that to come down. I'll just put the wheel in this and let you see the so it just lifts and clocks in. You'll see how that adjusts, and then we can so you can shut the distance between that, no problem. And then if I zoom out, hopefully I can move this with one thumb because it's quite tight. There we go, as you can see that. That's able to move in the slot to centralise it.